1. You will not believe what happened when I stepped into the gym today. My chest was about to face a challenge unlike anything I've ever experienced before. Picture this, standing next to IFBB Pro Larry Wheels, a man whose strength is almost superhuman, knowing that the next hour is going to push me beyond every limit I thought I had. If you think you've had an intense chest workout, think again, because today, I'm going full throttle, and I want you to be there every rep of the way. Before we dive in, I need you to do one thing right now. Smash that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the insane training that's about to happen, because trust me, what you're about to see will completely change how you think about chest workouts. I started with a classic bench press, and from the very first set, Larry's intensity was infectious. He didn't just stand there. He corrected my form, shouted encouragement, and pushed me to add weight in a way that made my chest tremble under the load. You feel your muscles screaming, your arms shaking, but the adrenaline pushes you forward, and suddenly, what seemed impossible becomes attainable. Every repetition became a lesson in muscle engagement, and every set felt like an exploration of the limits of human strength. Larry reminded me constantly about mind-muscle connection, about really feeling the pectorals contract and stretch, and it hit me how much of my past workouts were just mechanical motion. Then we moved into incline presses, and the burn started climbing to a level I hadn't thought I could survive. But here's the thing, this isn't about pain, it's about growth. Every bead of sweat dripping off my forehead was proof that the muscles were adapting, that they were being challenged in ways that textbooks and YouTube tutorials can't replicate. Cable flies came next, and the stretch at the bottom and contraction at the top was something my chest had never experienced before. Larry's tips about posture, range of motion, and constant tension were game-changing. By this point, fatigue was overwhelming, but quitting wasn't an option. And that's when the real learning hit me. Training with someone at the absolute peak of the sport shows you not only the physical limits, but also the mental ones, teaching you to push through and achieve more than you thought possible. Stick around, because in the next few minutes, I'll take you even deeper into this chest shredding session, showing you every rep, every set, and every insane tip I learned from Larry Wheels himself. After that brutal first round, I thought my chest had reached its absolute limit, but Larry Wheels had other plans, and that's exactly what makes training with a pro so insane. He doesn't just push your body, he pushes your mind. The next exercise was dumbbell bench presses, and as soon as I picked up the weights, I felt the weight of expectation, not just from Larry watching, but from myself, knowing I had to push harder than ever. Each repetition became a battle between determination and exhaustion, my muscles shaking under the load, veins popping, and yet Larry was there, shouting cues, correcting my form, and reminding me to focus on every contraction. What amazed me most was how small tweaks in hand placement and angle completely changed the intensity of the workout. A few degrees up or down, and suddenly the stretch in the chest was deeper, the contraction more pronounced, and the burn almost unbearable. But that's the point. Larry explained how he designs his chest routines based on progressive overload, constant tension, and variation, and seeing it in action made me realize how much I had underestimated these concepts in my own training. Then we moved to dips, and let me tell you, I had done dips countless times before, but doing them with Larry? It's like your chest muscles are screaming in a way you didn't think was humanly possible. Every downward movement felt like my pectorals stretching to the max, every upward push a test of raw strength and endurance. The sweat was pouring, my arms were trembling, but the sense of accomplishment with each perfect rep was unreal. Larry kept emphasizing controlled motion and proper breathing, explaining how these small details make the difference between a good workout and a chest transformation. By now I was gasping, my chest feeling like it was on fire, yet I couldn't stop smiling, because this is what growth feels like, and it's addictive. We wrapped up with cable crossovers, focusing on the squeeze at the top and controlled release at the bottom, which isolated the chest in a way free weights couldn't. I could literally feel each fiber working, stretching, and contracting under tension, and Larry's constant feedback pushed me to maintain perfect form even in complete exhaustion. Honestly, it was a masterclass in chest development, showing how intensity, precision, and consistency come together to create real results. Don't forget, if you're watching this and feeling pumped, hit that like button and subscribe now, because in the final part, I'll show you the ultimate finisher that absolutely destroys the chest and leaves no muscle untouched. You don't want to miss it. By the time we reached the final part of the workout, my chest was screaming, my arms were trembling, and every muscle fiber felt like it was on fire. But Larry Wheels made it clear. This is where the real transformation happens, where the difference between average and extraordinary is created. We started the finisher with heavy incline dumbbell presses, and the focus was on controlled motion, a full stretch at the bottom, an explosive contraction at the top. Every rep felt like a battle, a struggle between fatigue and determination, and yet Larry's energy was contagious. He pushed me to take that last set to absolute failure, to squeeze out every ounce of strength I had left. As my chest burned more intensely than ever, I realized the importance of mental toughness. It's not just physical strength that builds a chest like Larry's, it's the mindset to push through pain, the discipline to maintain perfect form, and the willingness to embrace the discomfort because that's where growth happens. We transitioned into cable flies with constant tension, and the stretch at the bottom combined with a slow, deliberate squeeze at the top made my pectorals feel like they were being carved out by fire. Larry explained how isolation movements like this complement heavy compound lifts, creating both size and definition, and the results were immediate. I could literally see my chest contracting in ways I hadn't experienced before. Next came push-ups with weight plates on my back, and by the 10th rep, my muscles were trembling uncontrollably, yet Larry reminded me to focus on full range of motion and controlled breathing. The pump was insane, veins popping, chest swelling, and a burning sensation that was painful yet incredibly satisfying. Every set of this finisher was a lesson in endurance, strength, and technique, showing how professional athletes approach muscle building with precision. And here's the most important takeaway. If you're serious about transforming your chest, it's not about lifting the heaviest weights alone, it's about smart training, consistent effort, and pushing beyond perceived limits. Before we wrap up, I need you to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment below if you want me to do more sessions with Larry Wheels or other pros, because this is just the beginning. Trust me, if you follow these methods, focus on proper form, and challenge yourself like we did today, your chest growth will explode. Training with Larry Wheels wasn't just a workout, it was a masterclass in intensity, mental focus, and ultimate chest development, and I promise, if you apply even a fraction of what you saw today, your results will speak for themselves. So stay consistent, push hard, and remember, the pain you feel today is the strength you'll gain tomorrow.